to play our favorite music with Ken on Saturday.
Yeah. Or Jack, even. Toy Death there with Barbie. And it sounded a bit like Nova for a while there, but you're on FBI, and right now it's time for the case of the missing narrative, part 11. Yes, listeners, you may remember last week. The courtroom was overrun by a band of space truck and pensioners, but before we get to that, and bearing absolutely no relation to it, let's hear a commercial for our upcoming Anzac Day miniseries.
This Anzac Day, Channel 11 presents the harrowing tale of 9 brave young Aussie gold diggers who gave their lives so that Australian smack addicts could sleep easy at night. The Bali 9, a Soiled Grundy's production, starring Craig McLachlan in his most devastating performance since The Footy Show, as a hapless 19-year-old burger chef caught in a tangled web of international intrigue.
Oh, mate, we was framed. Whatever happened to Chapelle Corby happened to us. Them drugs was planted.
But, how can that be?
Well, as I slept in my backpacker bungalow, some evil drug lord must have snuck in, taped 9 kilos of heroin around my body, shoved 3 condoms down my throat and whacked a cabanossi of crack up my jacksie. I'm a patsy. Shit, I'm dead, aren't I?
Yes, son, you are. That out of the way, the Bali 9 will be followed by the Chapelle Corby story. She was an innocent flower, tossed in a salad of crashing waves of misguided justice, as innocence was lost down the back roads of bureaucracy and other tortured mixed metaphors. Danny Minogue is Chapelle Corby. Could this innocent beauty student really be the head of an international drug cartel? Or was she caught up in a secret government plot to smuggle Tony Abbott's illegitimate children into Australia? See Bert Newton as Alexander Downer. Well, we must remember that mistakes can happen. Why, I remember this one time coming through customs. They stopped me for an innocent oversight. After I'd been on this fact-finding mission to Burgundy, I accidentally brought in 6 undeclared crates of Chateau Lafite 53. Oh, I tell you, the gloves were certainly off for that one. Or on, I should say. Let me tell you. Oh, yes, I had to endure a 6-hour cavity search, which I thought wasn't quite thorough enough, so I requested a second and then a third, and then
A question for Minister of Mandatory Detention. Minister, what about accusations that the Bali 9 was a Work For The Dole scheme gone horribly wrong?
Well, sometimes it takes getting shot by an Indonesian firing squad, or at least being raped with pineapples for the remainder of their natural lives in jail, to get our young people off the dole and out into the streets. If nothing else, it takes them off the unemployment queues.
But Minister, what of the local situation? How do you feel? Do you think it's right that innocent people should be incarcerated for years on end in horrendous conditions, suffering untold physical anguish and mental torture for having committed no crime right here in our own country?
No, you're dead right on that one, Tony. I mean, to think that upstanding citizens like Rodney Adler should be left to rot in silver water.
No, Minister. I was referring to refugees in detention, Minister.
Huh? Refugee? Never heard of him. This interview is terminated, you bolshy lefty latte sipping Chardonnay Trotskyite.
And now a commercial break.
Tired of glistening sun-soaked beaches and relentless daiquiris? This year, why not try a different holiday?
Holiday.
The Bali justice system can offer you an endless vacation. In an overcrowded, roach-infested cell in tropical humidity, bribing waters and fighting off fellow felons. All right. We're giving away 3 every hour. Okay. Just imagine how proud your folks will be when you make the 6 o'clock news. Listen to this testimonial from one of our many satisfied customers. Miss Corby? Bali! 9 out of 10 Australians can't be dead wrong. Bali! Friggin' Bali! Come for the sun, stay for the gun.
And now back to our original story, in which our heroes are in some court or something, which originally had something to do with some alien plot or something, and some evil radio announcers by the name of Skerrick and Drosso. But they seem to have gone, as have several other characters, like the Portuguese guy. But now there's something involving space truck and geriatrics. What was that all about again?
In a scoop from our listener Laura from somewhere in Sydney, we were put on the trail of an abattoir in Cowra, where a team of enslaved Afghani refugees were turning said space trucking pensioners into dog food.
Ah, listen, in my government, it's first and foremost been about pushing progressive policies, and this scheme of ours that kills two birds with one stone, so to speak. And this is strictly off the record, Laurie, but to solve the problem of an ageing population and empty the detention centres, we've put these camel jockeys to work in an abattoir in Cowra.
How does the system work, Prime Minister?
Yeah, well, it's quite ingenious, really, Laurie. We lure the pensioners with promises of free package holidays and then mince them. Yeah, it's quite funny, really, because you have this situation where you've got the pensioners buying dog food in supermarkets and eating themselves.
Oh, isn't this a lovely place? Oh, it was so nice of Mr. Howard to offer us a free holiday in Cowra.
Oh, yes. But what a strange hotel this is. I mean, I don't see any of the advertised bingo or colostomy water sports. There's just that big strange sluice thing and that big grinding thing and that trap...
But, Mr. Howard, do you think the Australian electorate will find this ethical?
Yeah, and they voted me in 16 times, and this is set in the future. The ethics don't come into it. Fuck you. Sorry. Besides, it's better than Abbott's plan.
What is Tony Abbott's plan? Could it really be a diabolical scheme to create an uber-liberal using the Mengele stem cell method?
Mengele.
Probably not. If you think you know what the government's evil plan is, ring FBI now on 833 229 833 229. You've been listening to The Case of the Missing Narrative, written by Tug Dumbly, Benito Di Fonzo and listener Laura, and performed by Tug, Benito, Regina Botros and my good self. Ring now, please, 833 229.
Brilliant.
Come in, Logan.
The greats, and that's who I'm in love with. Patience. And I was first, and the rest of you just stand in line. Now back to the Case of the Missing Narrative. What exactly happened? We had a call from Tim from Emu Plains.
Well, the phones went into meltdown. They went totally mozzarella. But I think Tim had the best suggestion. Tim from Emu Plains. Thanks, Tim. He suggested that Tony Abbott is facilitating a stem cell research foundation set in a monastery. I think they're experimenting on refugee orphans and
is that exactly how
from
he
the
put
tsunami. I am paraphrasing what Tim
okay.
said here, obviously, and pensioners as well. So
There's something about Hitler's birthday.
oh yeah. Also,
How did that fit in?
the Pope, the new Pope. New Pope's inordination coincided with Hitler's birthday.
So this
There's
way we
something in
alienate all the world's Catholics as
And,
well as anyone interested in stem cell research. This is
and
working well.
refugee
Okay.
advocates. It's
And
fine.
Bring
good.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine by us.
gonna go
All right.
gangbusters.
So next week, if you can, stay tuned, please.
Yes.